Hello again, friends. It's Steph from Squishy & Co. And today we are going to be learning the Alpine Stitch. It creates this really pretty textured fabric, and it's actually really simple. All you need to know are single, double, and front post double crochets. And if you need a tutorial on the front post, I will link that for you here. So let's get started. I'm working with worsted weight yarn and an H hook, but you can use whatever you have on hand. So to begin the Alpine stitch, we need to chain a multiple of 2 plus 1. If you would like to follow along with me, I'm going to chain 21. And I will fast forward through the slow bits, so pause your video and meet me back at the end. Okay, there we have 21. Now you will single crochet into the second chain from the hook and each stitch across. The loop on your hook does not count as a chain. Here's your first and your second. And 20. Right, there's our first row. For the second row, chain 2 and turn your work. The chain 2 always counts as a double crochet. We're going to double crochet into each stitch across, and since this turning chain does count, we won't go into that very first one. We will insert our hook here into the next and double crochet across. All right, and this is our setup rounds, or rows rather. So we have 19 double crochets plus our chain 2 counts as 20. So now we'll begin the repeat of this pattern. It is a 4-row repeat, and I will have the written instructions in the description below. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and we will single crochet in each stitch across. It's important to note that your last single crochet is going to land in the top of your turning chain from the row below. Here's 19, and 20 goes in the top of the turning chain. Okay, next row, chain 2 does count as a stitch. Turn your work, and here's where we will begin working our alternating stitches. So we will begin with a front post double crochet around this double crochet, and then we will work a regular double crochet into the top of the next single crochet and alternate that way across. So let's take a look. We're going to ignore the turning chain and front post around that very first official double crochet, and then work a regular double crochet into the top of the following single crochet. Again, next one we will front post and then regular double. So pay attention to where you're placing these stitches. Every other one should be a front post, and then the ones that you're working into the top of your row as usual, you want to make sure that you are skipping a stitch. So these open ones here are where we have our front post from below, and that's going to keep you on track all the way to the end. So I'm going to finish this row up, and I will meet you at the end. So here is our 19th stitch, and you see we still have one more left, and we're going to work another double crochet into that last stitch. Okay, so your piece should look like this. Every other one has a front post, and then in between we have our regular double crochets. Chain 1 does not count, and single crochet in each stitch across, again landing in the turning chain. 19 and 20 into the top of the turning chain. One day I will learn not to make them so tight. Okay, and chain 2 counts as a double crochet. Turn your work. Now we're going to work the same repeating pattern, however, we're going to start with a regular double crochet. A good rule of thumb for this is you will never work a front post around a front post, and you will never work a regular double crochet into the top of a regular double crochet. So for this one, we are going to double crochet in our first stitch, and then front post around the double crochet from below. So you see this post is sandwiched in between these two, and that is what we want. That's what gives us that alternating textured effect. Regular double, front post. So another little trick is that the height of double crochets and your front posts are often different. So when you work a front post, pull your yarn up a bit, give it some room to breathe, and then complete your stitch. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep your fabric from rolling quite as much. This is a stitch that likes to curl a bit, and that helps to mitigate that. So again, give it some room to breathe, and then complete your stitch as usual. We'll follow this all the way across, and I'll meet you at the end. 19 goes around this last double crochet, and then our 20th is one more regular double crochet. Okay, and that is our setup rows and our first pattern repeat. So I am going to do another repeat, and then I will meet you at the end to show you what it looks like. Here we are at the end of the second repeat, and you will just continue those 4 rows over and over until your piece measures the desired length. And once you're done with that, I like to finish it off with a row of single crochets just to make things nice and even. So I would love for you to drop me a comment and let me know what you're going to make with this. And be sure to like and subscribe. I will be posting new tutorials every Friday.